Hey guys, how's it going? Octopus here. Welcome back to Union Cross. We're talking about the new TC Sora and that 50,000 strength. Is this metal good? Can it be used in every situation without having a problem? Yes, no. It depends how you look at the game. I'm going to give you my opinions on this metal, but I'm going to give you the straightforward facts of what it does, and then I'm going to talk about what I think and where you can use it, some Keyblade setups, some examples how to get around all its conditions. But this metal is... I don't know what to do anymore, man. Hey, 20k strength, that's cool. 25,000 strength, that's cool. 30,000, whoa, 50,000. I'm done. You know what I mean? What do we do? Where do our jewels go? When do we know this stops? When's the 100,000 strength metal gonna come out? I don't know, man. But good news is, guys, there's no content, so you don't need to pull. If you care about like everything in this game when it comes to like your jewels versus content is just not worth it right now. Right now it's more like skip in all honesty. But again, if you do have this in your back pocket when finally a quest comes out that's worth it and that has value, you'd be like, bam, I got it. You know what I mean? So it's up to you. You could skip, but then they could halfway stop the banners and then bring a quest that's really hard, and then you can't pull and you have to beat this quest, and the quest has like 5k jewels in it. Then it's like, okay, what do I do? But we haven't seen an organization event for quite a long time. And I bet you new players don't know what an organization event is. So let's jump in and let's talk about the banner. Let's start off the banner ship. The banner is a 1 out of 3 chance, so you can get yourself the Blitzform Sora there or Boyfriend Sora. You can get KR20 or the new one. So 1, 2, 3. 1 out of 3 chance on Mercy Pulls. There's 2 banners. First banner is the non-VIP one, so the one that everyone can get no matter if you buy VIP or not. It is a 10 Mercy Pull, so Mercy Pulls are back on new metals. Why was Angelic Amber a Mercy Pull? Because it's that good. So, 10 Mercy Pull for non-VIP. Along the way, you're going to get 2 Kingdom Hearts 3 medals per pull. The difference between the two is literally VIP gives you 4 Kingdom Hearts 3 medals. The non-VIP gives you 2. You do get a trait medal per pull for both of them. So there's always guaranteed 1 trait medal in there. Then for the fixed stoppers, again, non-VIP is 10. VIP is a 5 Mercy, but a 5 Mercy to get a 1 out of 3 chance of one of these medals. Now, all 3 medals are great. I recommend all 3 of them. So if you do need new medals for upright magic, upright speed, then this is a solid banner for you because it doesn't matter what you pick up. If you do get that KR20, great. If you get that BF Sora, great. The thing I don't like is that they just had a dedicated banner for KR20, and then they bring out a banner with a 1 out of 3 chance with KR20 on it. I think that's wrong, because what if you just pull for KR20 and then you see this and you're like, wow, okay, I would have went for a chance on this because I could have got KR20 or the new Pirate Sora. You know what I mean? They kind of like gypped us over there. So my little 2 cents of what I think when they do with their banners, it's just, they want your jewels, guys. Be careful. Always be careful. But if you guys did get KR20, you're guaranteed that. Especially if you didn't need an upright speed medal, you got guaranteed upright magic. But because these are both upright magic, what I just said stands. So, back to this. You get VIP coins, 10 of them for both of them. One gets you a magic broom, and the other one gets you a Mickey and magic broom. So, Mickey and broom, medal. It's not really a big difference. The whole thing is basically VIP for the 5 Mercy Pull. Now, also you get a higher chance of getting the Pirate Sora, but again, I've seen people pull 30,000 jewels on a banner with VIP and not get said medal, even with the higher chance. So do be careful with that. That doesn't mean it's guaranteed if you buy VIP. So, the banner, I don't like the banners. 1 out of 3 chances, don't like it. But in this case, all 3 medals are very, very good. If you compare the 25,000 strength to the 50,000 strength, you're like, yeah, no, that's not a good banner. Because only the 1 medal has 50,000 strength. But I'm going to talk about a combo with these 2 later on. How you can fix a lot of stuff in PvP with the BF Sora and the TC Sora. It's a lot of Soras in this game, man. It's a lot of Soras. It's like, my friends are my powers? No. I am my power. Me alone. I am the power. So, let's talk about the medal. What does it do? Again, huge shout out to Roboloid and Eileen, always for updating on Discord, having those translations. It's always a beaut. So I'm gonna drag it right over here. So Eileen got the twit, a little notice over here talking about the update. So this Sora has 50,000 strength. It is a single target. For 1 turn, it overwrites not your opponent's, yours. So you're debuffing yourself. This is a glass cannon with the like an effect that hurts you. So when that cannon goes off, it actually sends a shockwave and it blows your body up. All right, you literally lose all your defenses. You get general defense down, upright defense down, reverse defense down, and power, speed, and magic defense down to -15. So maxed out debuffs on yourself when this activates. Now, when I first heard this, I'm like, damn, that sucks. But realistically, everything in the game, Coliseum, 1 turn, so the opponent doesn't even get a turn, so your defense doesn't matter. PvP, you can get around with this on the 2nd round, and also in PvP, to tell you the truth, your opponent's going to debuff you anyways. The point is, in higher ranking PvP, if the opponent knows and sees you, attacks you, loses to you, but sees that you use this medal, they'll take away their debuffers and bring in an extra attacking medal. As long as they get their times 15 attack up in there and their buffs, they're okay. They don't need to use a Kairi or a Shion. They can use medals that just buff their attacks up, and that's it. They don't have to worry about debuffing you, so that can hurt you. But for everybody else who's just bouncing around and all that, it's not a big deal. Another case on its 50,000 strength, it only has like 100 defense. I'm going to show you an example in Endolfin's video of what it looks like in just a second, but let me continue telling you what it does. So it's more powerful when there's 1 enemy left. So as long as there's 1 enemy, it's got a multiplier of 64.60. But if there's multiple enemies, it's only going to hit 1 of them, but with a multiplier of 3.80. Yeah, it might do something to some enemies, but realistically, in a real situation with level 5,000 enemies, it's not going to tickle them. It's going to be very, very low. So you want to be able to hit 1 enemy, raid bosses. You want to make sure the limbs are broken, so on and so on. Now, there's a catch to this medal. Not only does it only have 100 defense, not only does it lower all of your defenses to -15, you also use your entire Keyblade's gauges at this point in the game. Uses up to 30 extra gauges. Now, this doesn't mean that when you activate it, you have to have 39 gauges for it to work. No. If you have 9 gauges and you don't have an attack boost max, SP gauge 0 or whatever on the Sora, as it'll take the 9 gauges and then it'll activate regardless. If you have extra gauges after you consume the 9 gauges that this medal costs, it will take all those gauges, regardless if it's an extra 2, 4, 6, 30, doesn't matter. It will take up to 30. So you don't have to have 30 gauges on a Keyblade to activate this medal. You just need the 9 gauges for it to activate, and that's it. Everything else gets consumed. So I'm going to talk about that and its traits and how it's going to work in certain situations. So 2 downfalls seems pretty bad, but there's ways around it for that much strength. So it's very gimmicky again, but a good gimmicky, because that 50,000 strength is huge compared to everything in the game. You have that much strength, you almost don't need -60 ground or -60 aerial because of how powerful the medal is. I'm going to talk about all that. So minimum to activate, tier 9 multiplier, there, it's all there. So Supernova, it is a single target again, recovers 5 gauges. So after you activate this medal, if you have a friend medal that has 5 gauges or less, you can activate its Supernova to get back to those 5 gauges, so you can use your friend medal for 1 turn. The problem is when you go through multiple turns, but at least it does have that there. But it's not enough to justify an extra attack on this medal, because you need minimum of 9. Even with attack boost max 0, you still need 9 gauges for the game to allow you to swipe your medal. So those 5 gauges is for short for it to take care of itself for when it comes to extra attack. Now, its multiplier is really good, 220 on the Supernova Plus, and I'm going to talk about this in some setups. But before we do that, Endolfin's video right here, guys, if you want to see it, he's got it up, a showcase. It does a lot of damage. Even at level 72 out of 120, with not the proper chips on it, it still did like 5 billion damage. So with the right traits and all that, this medal is going to just kill everything. But here's an example of what the medal looks like at level 72. Its defense is only at 89, so it probably has like about 100-ish defense, maybe 200, I don't know, but it's still pretty low. My first concern when it comes to this defense is that in PvP, defense does make a difference. Now I know you're like, well, Octo, it doesn't matter your defense, you're going to lose all those defense debuffs anyways. Everybody's losing their defense down to 15. If you're not making your opponent go down to 15 in PvP, you're doing something wrong. You're missing on a huge potential of points. So The worst case here is that his defense is at 100 and something or 200, and that's low. If you ever take off a medal in your Keyblade and you attack someone and they attack you, you'll notice they do more damage to you because your defense is lower. Now, most medals in PvP, people will have negative 60 ground, which defense doesn't really matter then. But if that medal doesn't have negative 60 ground, your defense does matter. It's not a big amount, but when it comes to trying to beat someone, you want all the advantages. So having a medal that has that low of a defense is kind of scary, but nothing to be like, oh no, this medal sucks because of that. Again, the debuffs it applies to you and the defense being at only 100 and something, it's not a big deal. With that much damage, it's really not that big of a deal. So that is a little showcase of it. If you want to see the whole thing, please check out Enelfin's videos. Really, really good. Always updates it like this. He's on point. So let's talk about Keyblade Setup and what to expect here. So this is an example for PvP. Let's pretend that the new Sora is on the Spirit Medal right over here. So that's your last slot. In PvP, you activate your buffer. You have Maleficent here, and I'll explain that in a second, plus your other 2 attacking medals, whatever it be, your upright magic and your reverse one. I'm using Fairy Stars because Fairy Stars is very powerful. Now you come in here and you use this Sora. What the Sora does is basically makes the next medal into a speed medal. Because Sora is magic, anti-aqua pretty much decimates this medal. You use anti-aqua and then I attack you with my new Sora, I'm going to lose as long as you did enough damage before that. So you have to change this medal into a speed medal or power medal if there is medals like that to make sure that anti-aqua doesn't affect it. So for this is a PvP scenario. Second, if you do have the new Sora here, again, you can activate it and it doesn't matter. The best case to do this is on round 2. So round 1, you use a setup that has no Sora. Hopefully you win that round. If you win that round, then your opponent attacks you. You hacked it. Hey, you haven't activated Sora yet, so you didn't give them all those debuffs on you. Now it's your turn. If you do enough damage, especially with the new Sora, you'll win round 2 and boom, you're done. Those negative 15 defenses on you will not matter. So in PvP, the workaround is this. And now if you have extra attack on Sora, regardless of PvP or not PvP, you're going to have to use medals like Maleficent, Pete, Woody, Buzz. They all restore gauges by 30. So if you look at Maleficent Supernova, it says gauges plus 30. So if your medal does have extra attack, you're going to want to use a couple medals like this, especially when it comes to PvE content, because in the PvE content, you're most likely going to take 3 rounds. Sometimes you're going to take 5 rounds, and you're probably not going to have the right gauges to make extra attack work on this medal. So extra attack is almost not needed, and I would say don't get it and just go for another plus 1,000 on it. Get that negative 60 aerial, ground, and then 3 plus 1,000s, and then plus 2,000 on the pet trait, and boom, you got a perfect medal. Because you have to use these older medals with lower multipliers, and they have to be properly traded as well in order to use those supernova activations. He only restores 5, and that's not enough. You have to have 9 gauges to use his attack. Even with attack boost max, SP gauge 0. So bring in medals like that to make him work. Besides that, let's say you don't have that, but you just want to use Sora in the pet slot, then you're going to have to make sure that your friend medal is 5 gauges or less in order to use it for at least 1 turn. If not, you never get to use your friend medal in the round 2 or round 3. Only your first turn is going to count because you can activate his supernova. But then after that, you can't really do much. But that makes a really good friend medal because, again, when you come back, you usually have your Kyrie over here with extra attack, or you're copying your Kyrie. So you get your debuffs and your gauges all in 1 slot or 2 slots. And then you come back over here, you have a different medal, but your friend medal is a new Sora, and it does a huge hit. It's not as good as having your own Sora, but it works if you have to. This medal is going to be the best in Coliseum because Coliseum equals 1 turn. There is no turn after that. There is no friend medal. It's 1 turn, and having 50,000 strength is going to dominate Coliseum. The only issue I see is that if you take it to Coliseum, and Coliseum, like we talked about in Discord not too long ago, if it becomes exclusively only groups of enemies, then your Sora is completely useless. A 3.80 multiplier is not going to help you because if there's 2 enemies, he will use that 3.80 multiplier. But if the Coliseum has single target enemies that you can go for, then he's going to shine and dominate easily. So my end result on this medal, there's workarounds. I really dislike the workarounds. So I would say skip on this banner because the banner sucks. And because he has to have certain medals to work with him, I would also say skip. But if you do get him, there's plenty of situations he's going to be great, but is he going to be the only 50,000 strength medal out there? Is there going to become 50,000 strength and it's going to be normal without any kind of like, oh, this hurts you because of gauges? Look at Terra, Ventus, and Aqua, the one for the avatar boards that are currently out right now. They all cost 2 gauges no matter what. They are powerful multipliers, but they have that issue of consuming gauges. It wasn't too big. You could work around it. You had medals that restore enough gauges every turn, so it was fine. But then medals came out that did their power with no extra little causes, no defense down, no gauges, no nothing, but they had more strength than those TVA medals. So it could become that other medals come out with 50,000 strength, or he might be unique like Roxas. Roxas came out with 30,000 and nothing wrong with them, just dominant PvP. Pirate Sora comes out, he's really strong, but he has that clause of like, you lose gauges and you get debuffed. And the next medal might come out saying, I have 40,000 strength, but this happens or nothing happens. So these might just be a unique set of medals and they might not come up to 50,000 again. Who knows? So he might be one of a kind. They have done in the past where they've had one of a kind medals and we thought like, oh, more medals will come out like this, like Nominee EX Plus. We thought more medals would come out like that and nothing else came out like that. So these could be one of a kind medals, 30,000 strength, 50,000 strength, just like the organization medals coming out. They're weird, powerful, but I still think these might be a little unique. Should you pull for it? In all honesty, that's up to you guys. If I had the choice, if it was only the one medal, I would say yes, because I would make this medal work and it would go through no problem. Defense down, who cares? Low defense, who cares? In Coliseum, doesn't matter. In PvE content, it doesn't matter. It's those gauges that hurt the most. But again, without extra attack, you can easily get through that. It's just your pet medal gets screwed over unless you have a Maleficent and a Pete plus him, because first turn, you activate him, he takes all the gauges, but then you activate a Supernova. Now you can activate your pet medal, or sorry, your friend medal. Then you come back, your buffer restores gauges, and then you get back to him. He attacks, but then you don't have a Supernova for him, but you use Maleficent. Now your friend medal can attack. Then it comes around again. Now you use your Pete activation, so your friend medal can attack again. Or maybe you don't even need your friend medal because 50,000 strength is just ridiculous and I'll take care of you all together. One thing to note though, if you try to use a copy medal to copy it, it's not going to really work out that great. Backwards copy will work as long as the backwards copy medal has 2 gauges or less, because you can activate him and then he restores everything to 0, activate a Supernova, and then you can copy backwards on him to get that activation, because that medal only costs us 2, which means he restores 5, so that copy medal can copy backwards. But again, it's all workarounds. There is a spot for him, but how much is it going to pain you to switch so many medals around? Excuse me, talking too much. I'm going to end the video here, guys. Let me know what you think. There's so many things we can talk about this, but this is pretty much what the medal does. In all honesty, it's just the banner stopping me and a little bit of those gauges, but I'm pretty sure if you had the medals, you would work around it and make this medal work. I'm just like, where does it stop? I thought 30,000 was incredible. Now we have 50,000 strength. Where does it stop? When do we spend our jewels? It's really hard, but if you do have this right now, again, what content are you using it on? Just a little heads up, guys. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to hit the like button, and as always, thank you so much for watching. Keep on smiling, and I'll see you in the next one.